for a person like myself who doesn't do very much. Why do I say that? Why do I say that? Why do I put myself to a lower vibration of what others have put into my own mind? That because I'm choosing something alternative to do, and it may be during the time that maybe I should be out picking up the eggs, out into the garden and pulling out the weeds, taking care of the cat or the dog or sweeping the floor, going out doing a grocery or picking the groceries out of the garden, learning about the garden. How come I'm not doing all these things? These are the important things of life. Taking care of the children, making sure that no one's driving down the street, so walking across. But rules and regulations tell me I can't slow down the traffic myself because I don't have the certificate or the permission to do it. What kind of world do we live in? What kind of world do we live in? I'm not doing the groceries this morning because my job, and I want to feel good about what I do, and I need to make sure I feel good about what I do. But yes, just like in the ways of the church, okay, we need confirmation. Even though I know myself, right? Am I getting across? I need to be judged. I need to know if I'm doing it properly. After that, I don't care what half the people think anymore. As long as I can formate myself. Now, I just want to do something over here also. Da 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 da. Got to put it this way. It says go live. I don't know why it's so easy to go live now, right? It says I can go live. Boom, on TikTok I'm live. Never used to be that easy. Never. Let me see. Let me see. Complete stages. I have a chair, fly, use it. Yeah, use my flare. I got no hats. I don't know how to participate. Yes, now I'm going to have to open up. I'm going on TikTok live. I'm going here live. I get really nervous, you know. Get really nervous. How do I find my, where am I? Profile, comments, sort by all videos, all likes, uploads, comments. I want to go to TikTok. Maybe if I can see myself over there. Key metrics. I'm sideways. No, I can't seem to my profile. Maybe if I go to my profile. Oh, it says edit, post, and live. Okay, I can get into my live. I have to see what's going on because I don't know what's going on. It says, okay, one person joined live. There's one in the inbox. What is that inbox? 1 hour ago. Okay, we don't want to see that. I can't even talk on my own live. It says, so I'm the only one here in this live. So I'm watching me up here. I'm just setting up for this, right? And I'm freaking nervous, you know. I only did 11,000 of these, imagine. So if you want to know now, I'm not comparing myself to anybody, but I'm comparing my structure, okay? Now, I'm just comparing myself. Now, check this out. I got three streams up here, you know. Look, this is the way it looks right now. This is what I'm taking care of. Let's see. I got a camera up there showing me here and here. You see these two? And then there's the telephone down here. So I'm up in all these places. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to warm up my coffee before I come here. Prepare your questions. I mean, someone's got to ask me a question. Imagine this, 8 billion people in the world. Okay, let's say 500 million are online right now. And let's say there's 1 million producers, right? Like me, these live producers who are doing something. So 500 million people online on one of these channels. And right now, out of the 500 million, out of the million channels that are out there, would be 500, divided 500 to each one on average. Right here, there's only one. Me. That's it. No one's here. Unless they don't let me see who's here. But give me a chance. Give me like 2 minutes. I'm going to the kitchen. Numerology. Numerology. Do you know about numerology? Do you know what numerology can do? If you look at a seed and I show you a seed, right? How will you know what is that seed? Well, If you put it in the ground, it'll grow. Well, no. Don't forget, we're the children of God, so I have to get down to that childlike state. I didn't know anything. I heard the ABCs. My mother said ABC. My dad said ABC. If I had siblings, they said ABC. They sent me to a place called school where they had a time heaven. I mean, it was time heaven for me because I got up in the morning and I spent a little bit of time in that heaven, right? And fourth, all the way to 20th, is that time heaven before my ABCs, because I came in to learn my ABCs. So I guess if I come in to learn my ABCs, I think I'm going to start at D. I'm going to be what was fabricated as an ABC. They brought me into life. So your alpha, your father, your beta, your mother, right, which gave you the form, right? Father and mother, giving the spirit and putting form into the spirit. We're going to add into this the dog and the cat. Now you're going to say, oh my God, why so many things? You're doing numerology. Why are you talking about a dog and a cat? Well, why am I going to bring up the zodiac ram? Or give me a gram and make it 28 days of the moon cycle, which will be 4 times 7 periods in 5 days and 2 days, or maybe 4 days and 3 days, or maybe 6 days and 1 day. Or how about the center day of Wednesday and going back 3 days this way or going forward 3 days that way? 313, and oh my God, we have a 3-year, 1-year leap cycle that we run. To oh my God, if I look at a dice cube, it's the same thing. I can see 3 sides at a time. I can also do ABC, and once I do D, yeah, the game changes. I'm on the other side of C. So it even tells me that in the 4th cycle, you flip. Now, expansion, I think it's the horizontal way on the horizon, on the expansion, not on the vertical rise of I, the sun, am, but on the expansion, when you go to sleep at night, you cover the 180 degrees, 18, the letter R. But the splitting and the rising of the sun tells you I am of the expansion of 180 going across the 360-degree circle. We have to work with the tools that we have. The absolute something that's going to make everything fair. That when God came in, God said, I am the Word, and I'm going to make it fair and square, and gave us the tools to understand it. This is what's going to make us, I believe, understand how every aspect of the Holy Trinity has come together, that we live in the womb of the same, that we are an extension of the same, that we grew up as the same as the child, that the first thing we did was drink from the mountains, from those mountains that grew within, that after the 91st day, and also to understand 13 by 7 is 91, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 equals to 91, that there's 13 cards in a deck of cards in a suit, that the cards can be shifted in more than one way, because if life is lived on 180 as the half-life, in the 360 degrees of the 3 levels of our Trinity, our base creation, to understand in artwork where all this shows up, understanding where it all shows up, how the movements function, through what we were already delivered honestly. Even if the system perhaps can be corrupt, we were delivered the blueprints of the system through what needed to be shared. When you go to the washroom, you know what you've eaten. Well, big deal, I ate. You got nutrients, you got your magnesium, you got your vitamins, you got the assimilation, and everything goes through you. Information is a little different. The water brings on the information. We breathe, we come to life through the air that we breathe, the matter and the energy, the aether. Within that life comes in with the spirit into the body, into the blood system, into our whole thing. We are living, we are infested with the air we breathe inside of us. Imagine I walk into the store yesterday and the cat treats were 180 grams. The dog treats were 113 grams, made 67 grams or 66 separation between the two. Right away, I knew I was at the electric gate, 5775. I knew and understood right away because the soul is number 67, which is âme in French, right? AME 19, bringing two worlds together. I knew that when the air you breathes in that electric cat for communication, which is non-transparent within the soul, the area space in which connects to the motherboard, going through the heart and the system. That the air we breathe and the consciousness, we live inside of it. That fishbowl of consciousness is all around us. By the free will of thought, we are capable, okay, to be able to live. Now, how come I don't understand a lot of things until I'm older? Because of the 91st day that I just spoke about. So we're going to talk about the 91st day. We're going to get back to some of this artwork. We're going to talk about the dog treats, right? The 91st day, which is 13 by 7 equals to 91. 91, the word spirit, is 91. I'm going to explain that to you with the deck of cards. We're going to pull out some dice, and the equations are the equations which show you how the numbers come together and work together. Remember, why is this offset? Because if they were together, right, all they can do is read each other, right? But here they can move with each other, right? Or if a strap, you understand the gearing system. If a chain is going through the teeth of the gearing system, or is it two different gears running together? Well, they'd just be turning like this, right? Otherwise, they'd be going forward. They'd be walking together if they weren't in this. If you follow what I'm saying, how the gears work, right? Don't forget the Jetsons. JET, sun 48, our sun. English and French, more than one language, 2 languages minimum. I can see welcome to whoever's here on the YouTube channel. I'm on TikTok right now. I'm going to make myself a coffee. Everybody take a minute. We're going to take a minute break. If you have any questions, it keeps saying invite guests. I'm not going to invite anybody unless somebody asks to join. Say hi to Queen Rizzle. You know, I wish the system wouldn't interfere at all. It says that there's 100 people or 132 people that have passed by here, but I don't know. It only says 4 that are actually here. So do not hesitate. Join. Say something. Just want to see why this stopped over here. My live online stopped working. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to the kitchen for a minute, and I'm going to be coming back. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'll get that done. I'm working on why is 0 valued at 6. We're going to talk about that one. And I'm doing a live video. So going for a coffee. So just give me a minute. I also want to discuss, you want to talk about, hey, look, 666, 1776. What is standard? Why stand on Q17? I'm going to come back and show you the relationship to all these numbers, to where they're found, either in a calculator, on the deck of cards, by dots, dashes, and squares, and the movement between the dots, dashes, and squares, how we can transform what is 26 letters in the alphabet and put it into 360 degrees. I can do it my way. You can tell me something that is new, how we do the shift of all our numbers, right? And another one that I have to bring up, maybe not today, is how Earth and Mars move within inside of each other, right? And remember, everything is at the core of 3.5, 5.5. Multiply everything by 3. Then multiply it by 4. Look at that difference. Study that, because that's the core to the 50-yard line. Now, it's a 50-yard line or it's a 55-yard line, the difference between the NFL and the CFL, between the 3 downs and the 4 downs, between the 3-point play beyond the arc, between the 2 points for a basket and the extra points for the foul, and why they brought in the 2-point play in the House of Bates right now, why they brought in the 2-point play, or why hockey comes in periods. Why? What does it mean to the cycle, or reading a book or having a sentence in a book, and by the time you get to the end of the sentence, they put a period on it, and they have the menstrual cycle of the 28 days of the moon. So the word man is number 28, and the woman is 38, and the woman brings trinity to man. 38 is also gold. It's pliable. And now you have the sperm whale sticking everything together, bringing splendor, like the pearl jam that's in the oyster, which augments your drive for the act of 6. 2, 2, and 2 equals 6, right? The Venus house. You're born, okay, you're born into the E world. Born into the E world. Right over here, E. Your birth, right, brings you to the delta angle, right? Brings you to the delta angle. Let me show you the, 1 second. Your birth brings you to the delta angle in the E world. You remove this 5 from here, your base backbone is the E world, and you bring in just these 4 over here, these kissing hearts. The difference between these 2 and 4 is you live in the E world as the 9 birth. Now you're into the 8 heaven, right? The 8 heaven of the 7th gate, because you're only running under 1 moon, but here you run under the queen's moons of Mars, 2 moons. And your base life, okay, infiltrated and connected by the moons, bringing in the spirit, lies between 6. In your gateway, 4 and 2, to your gateway, 4 and 2, to your gateway, 4 and 2. Take a look. Sorry, this is not 4 and 2. Sorry. Let me do that again. 4 and 2. Okay. 4 and 2. And 4 and 2. Number 1. This is 4 up. This is 2 down. Take that away. This is 4 up. This is 2 down. This says 4 up. Sorry, this says 4 up, not counting this, 2 down. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 creates the passage of the 7th gate, bringing what is of 6 into 8, into the queen's beehive. Into the queen's beehive, right? Queen bee, B, remember, the B is the Y. The B reverse alphabet is Y. Everything runs at 135, 13.5. The half alphabet, now I'm not sure if I showed you this, did I just do it down here and not show it up there? I hope it was seen on both screens, okay? Now, when I start to talk, I lose my road. We're gonna take a little break for coffee. Don't lose the thought. I'm gonna come back. If you'd like to participate, that's fine, that's great. We need to take this up to the level where we start to begin to see the truth, right? The truth beyond the truth, meaning that what you see here seems like a reality. It seems feasible. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 8 and 6. Now, big deal, 8 and 6. Big 8, big 6 in the game of craps, big deal. But when you can manufacture that with some cubes, that when you go and see the house of Kaaba, this big giant black cube, that there's cubes all around the world. And once you learn a little bit more about the cube, and the dots that are on a cube, and you play games with these dots. What do the mathematics do? Do the mathematics make up any stories? What do those stories tell? What do all these cards, and does any of this make sense? Well, I'm going to show you how I've tied everything together, to the Mayans, to the clock, to the cube, blackjack, roulette, dice, pool, soccer, baseball, football, hockey. Yes, we spoke about hockey, the 3 periods of hockey, to the 3 cycles of the moons, because for the woman, number 66, runs in a cycle of 28. 28 is the numeric value for man. 9 and 19 are those big numbers to create that before we hit 20 and 28, which is your birth and bringing the two worlds together of AI, or what is to be known as 9/11. 9 being born into the house of Bait, 2, 9 and 2 equals to 11. It is your first creation, base 11, and your last 11 is who you are of the heart, 6 and 5, 11. You are the 6 and 5, 11, born into the house of 9 and 2, 11. The IT system, energy, power of the sun, Ra. Here's your 1 and 2, your alpha, beta creation, the base creation, but you don't come into here. Inside here, you support the delta angle, the 4 corners. Don't count the center. Don't count anything in the middle. You support the delta angle through Mars coming into the E world. Where is that E world? Right? So the E world, right, over here is inside the B world, right? The E world, look at that, the B world, and look, the Holy Spirit is inside your 6th creation, bringing it to the 1 point for the touchdown, right? The 1 point, the convert for the 6-point touchdown. On 3 downs, right? This is the house of 9. There is no 10 in this house. The 10 is your connection into the house of 9, making you lesser and not more. And 9 and 9 is 18. And 9 and 8 into the heaven is 17. 1 and 7 is 8. Into the heavens you are born. 28 runs the cycles. 19 brings the two worlds together. 37 is your creation and your passage to the 7th gate. Where you live is okay, at point area 55 between the operator. 64 Zion, Israel, 0. The half-life, I'm going to explain that. I'm going to show you that. There's just so much work over 20 years that I have sewed up together. So we're going to talk about this. If you'd like to help out the channel and support the channel, you can find me at Buy Me a Coffee, Mr. Tackpans, or anywhere else. Really much appreciated. If you want, I can take you over to the kitchen with me. Hold on there. I don't have anybody watching. Maybe 2 people, but if you want, I can turn around the camera and you don't have to watch me do the coffee. I'm going to flip the camera, right? You see that. All right, we're going to talk about the floor. We'll come back and, again, talk about number 91 and what happens to a child, right? What happens to in numbers, right? What happens to numbers, what the numbers say, right? I'm reading the numbers. This is not medical information, right? So I'm just going to perhaps set this out over here. I don't even know if that's the most interesting, or that floor, right? Maybe I can get this on a chair and you can look at the floor. Just let me make my coffee. Just take a look at the floor. Hold on a second. I have to hold this camera up somehow. So try to figure out that floor. Maybe I should just let it go down a little bit more, right? Okay, so study up that floor. I'm going to tell you where the design comes from. If you ever saw the game of roulette, right? Well, that's the game structure in the numbers connected. So for those of you who have any questions, please do not hesitate. Really appreciate it. Love to share. Love to share. The first thing that comes to my mind, and there's, you know what, if you want me to tell you a little bit about myself, right? Maybe you're not interested, but I'm going to tell you where my heart sits. You want me to tell you where my heart sits? If you would only know, besides my own personal peace and wealth, my heart sits in a place that whatever I have, you can have too. All these roadblocks growing up, right, for somebody else's agenda. We've been living somebody else's agenda. 80 to 95% of the people, I bet you, on the planet would love to make a new agenda. Part of the system, right? Part of the system that we live right now, right? Part of the system, there's something wrong, right? We're not, I don't care if you leave this channel when I say this, but you know yourself that there's a lot of stuff out there that you don't know. You know that the stories you hear they can't be real. They're made up. They're fictitious. You know that a lot of stuff that you're being delivered to by audio, radio, TV, whatever it is, what you hear, right, is only the story they want you to hear. What they say on TV is this is paid advertising. So you're only getting what somebody paid for you to see. Remember that when you watch a TV and radio, it's all paid advertising. They always tell you, okay, this is why the TV stations and the radio companies, if you take a look, ask how much money have they made, right? Ask how much they're subsidized, how much money has TV and radio made in the last 20 years. Check it out, what's happening, right? They say it's all paid content for the people who are showing up to the channel. The thing is, who is showing up to the channel? Have you ever looked at the ratings of TV? Have you ever looked at it? The only time you see something, if you really want to see something that's going on TV, you're going to see football, hockey, baseball, right? And then again, you start to see less and less because it's all paid and bought. Every single sports athlete gets paid, bought and paid. They have a structure they must run. Everything you see on the TV, even in sports, in amateur sports, one of the reasons, if you start to think, I have to turn this camera around. In amateur sports, right? Amateur sports, if you go back in time, no athletes, okay? And before you even reach the professionals, you have to see the difference between amateur, okay? You have to see the difference between amateur and professional. There's no gifts. There's nothing. You're not supposed to give anything in the Olympics. It's gold, silver, and bronze, and that's it. Nothing of other that value than that. And in amateur, just listen to the word, okay? In amateur is AME. You have the same AME in your name. You have it in the same in the game. You've all been framed. AME is 3 letters that are put together in the French language. It's out in the meadow. The word meadow, you have to understand that it's a passage between 2 areas. The reason for that is the OW in woman is 38, which creates area on each side of the fence. The D in the center is going to complete what is your base creation of the delta angle. You see, the ace is actually either to this side or to this side. The ace you see is to this side, so you're bringing in all the worlds together. We don't live on the 180 plane. We live on this perfect, there's, what do you call it? There's an actual split. When you draw the ace letter, if you go to square paper and see how many times you can spread the leg and what the angles are and what the story that's being told in that through the numbers of the angles. I did want to bring back that the soul is number 67. We were talking about the dog treats and the cat treats. Well, there was a 67-gram difference. Now, what is 67 in grams? What is the center of the cube? The 28 grams to an ounce of the 28-day cycle of the moon of the 84 days that go, that pass by for 3 cycles to where the 91st day, okay, brings on the first week of the end of what is, how can I say that? Let me see. 84 days makes it 3 perfect. 91 equals to the word spirit. So you need this 84 days plus 7 days to equal to the 91 spirit. Now we're getting into the period, the menstrual cycle, and the sentences, okay, in a book where you put a period at the end, the period representing the period of the moon of the 28 days menstrual cycle, in which woman equals to 66, which passes you through the 575. Through the 17 area space. It's part of a Mars division, the delta angle. 3 by 17 is 51, meeting to Mars. It's the Mars queen. I'm going to have to see if I can explain this whole thing. Also in gematria, all your 8s are now 6s. It's 666 and 666 instead of 686. But where the 8 lies is over the 6, bringing both 6 and 6 together in 8. I have to show you this in the design. You will see everything I say I will repeat. I can't forget it. I have the artwork for it, so you'll see it. So take a look at the floor. Let me finish, see if I can make this coffee here. Yeah, sorry about that on the other camera. I know you can hear me. But I was just showing the floor and explaining it with expression. I didn't show anything, so what you heard you had to listen to. I'm pouring my coffee. I'm coming back to the desk. In fact, I'm using yesterday's beans. You know what's really neat? It's like a magic trick. You ever see this magic trick here? Right? You ever see this magic trick? The thing is, right? The thing is this, like, you ever think of the moon like this, right? As the moon, right? And like, hold on. I want to show you. Doesn't come out, right? Doesn't come out. See that? If I turn it that way. Hold on. I just don't want to spill everything on the floor. You know? I don't want to spill everything on the floor, but all right. See that? Okay, coffee's ready. I'm coming down. We're going to go sit down over there. Coming down. Okay, coming back to my desk. We're going to get on to a little bit of paperwork. So let me set this up again. 1 second. I get very excited, you know, get very, very excited. Let me see. I got to turn the camera around. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't get it. There's like no one here in the morning. Maybe it's a waste to come on, but I'm here sometimes for my own entertainment. No, just give me a second. I'm coming back. Okay, how is everybody? I'm just sometimes never sure where I left off. So where I believe I left off is the dog treats and the cat treats and how this fits into numerology. There's a 67 numeric value of gram difference. I noted that grams, when 28 grams comes to an ounce. When you speak of ounces, you think of number 11 because the word in French says ons. Ons is 11. So when I think ounce, I think that way. How I got to 113 grams for the dog treat, will I count it as 28s or will I count it to the value of understanding the center of this? The center of this is 3.5. Okay. The other thing about the center of this, okay, to compare it, is there's 28 days to a cycle moon, which is 8 times 3.5. Now we only have 7 days a week, equaling to 28. If I want to go to 35, I need 1 quarter more. I have to multiply 28, okay, by 1.25. Is that what it is? 1.25 times 28? Yes. We have cycle moons at 28 days. We have 3 times 28 days equals to 84, which is 3 cycle moons, which takes 4 times 21 equaling to 84, meaning I need 4 of these dice, right? I need 4 of these dice. There's 21 dots, 6 sides. In fact, I don't even have to say that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals to 21 times 4 equals to 84. Thank you for the knowledge that I have. Release the pressure and let more in. Let in, let out, we shall not forget. We are the memory of another. We are the terabytes. You remember, you remind me of something, and I remember the story. We went, we have one key. Oh my God, I opened up the treasure chest into the tool room. In the tool room, I knew one thing. It was going to be about plumbing. So I went to the plumbing section in the tool room. And then I went to the toolbox, and in the toolbox, oh my God, were all the drawers. And I knew what I had to do and the minimum of what I had to do, but I knew when I got to the tool room and that my help showed up with the documents, paper, or we had no paper, so we held it in our mind and we shared amongst each other, reminding ourselves, the more the merrier, the more the merrier, not all the time, right? What is merrier? The more the merrier, merry, merrier. So I have to think, is it more merry or is it more merrier? So you think about that, and I'm French, and I think about the moving ocean. And the reason for that is mare can also mean mother, right? And it also means the moving ocean of the connection between today, yesterday, and tomorrow. Meaning the moment of now to what I was going to do because it was slightly before to when I'm finished doing what it's in my mind now. And inside the word Rier, although the spelling is not the same, it's my action telling me, okay, that it is part of yesterday, because the word yesterday in French is hier. It's silent. The H works with the R in the energy of the sun. Number 18 is the letter R. Achieved, okay, in many ways, 1 in 17, 2 in 16, 3 in 16, each one counting a story. Now, if you did go to 1 and 17, you can also say what is 1 and 8. If you did go to 2 and 16, you can say what is 2 and 7. If you went to 3 and 15, you can also say 3 and 6. If you went to 4 and 14, you can also say 4 and 5. Now, when you go to 5 and 13, right, it inverts from each other, and the story that comes out of that is a one-for-one exchange in numbers, where you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 numbers, to the one number, to the 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. And I'm gonna write this out, okay? So where you had do you want me to explain this? Let me explain. Let me take this light out of here and let me explain this. Okay, I have 1, 2. Let me see if I can turn this one up. Yeah, because I think I have to lower. Oh, yeah, that's good. Much better. Okay, so let me explain this, right? Let me explain this. 1 and 17, 1 and 7 is 8. 2 and 16, 1 and 6 is 7. 2 and 15, 1 and 5 is 6. 4 and 14, you're 4, 1, 4. 4, 1 and 4 is 5. It splits right over here. It just so happens, remember, A and B equals C. That's your base creation, right? That's the first time you brought alpha into beta, creating your alpha beta, right? Here's your 3 creation. Now what happens over here, this becomes the delta angle in 4. So 4 runs with 14. Your pi begins 3.1415925. Well, this is all of it. This is your 6.5. This is your 29. This is your 29. This will create 911. This is the second half of the alphabet. Where you create 5775, you create 911, 11, 9. 9229, the IT system in the sun in the house of 8. So if you've noticed or you haven't noticed that when we created this, right, you were able to see 1 and 8, 9, 2 and 7, 9, 3 and 6, 9, 4 and 5, 9. These two are the inverse of each other. This is the first time where alpha and beta join together. So when they join together through 6, they are a combination of what this is. 8 and 7 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6. So when you're talking about what are these two and what is this, although it could be the 8, 7, and the 6 card, it's also noted that the queen has 8 eyes, that the king has 7 eyes, that the jack has 6 eyes, that there are 3 kings, okay, that have 2 eyes and 1 king has 1 eye, 2 jacks have 2 eyes and 2 jacks have 1 eye. All the queens have 4 eyes. All the queens have 4 eyes, and it just so happens that on the 4 and a 5 and a 6, right, I'm going to look at the 4 eyes in the corner. Inside the heart, there's only 3 eyes. There's only 3 eyes that exist. The core of the alphabet is this. This is the core of the alphabet. What do I mean by the core? There are 26 letters in the alphabet using only 1 base, not 2 bases, meaning capitals and smalls. What it means is capitals. So the center of the alphabet, right, is between M and N, between 13 and 14. So it'd be 13.5. The 13 and the 14 bring it together, 13.5. A, C, E. S, 19, 1 plus 9 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. S gets moved into the heart position because the S is the 19th letter. It has a double reduction right off the bat. Every single letter reduces to the bottom, but not the S. The S has 2 levels to it. And it's just so ironic that the S has 2 levels to it. Where you're 1, 2, 3, 4, equaling to your 10, to your 6, 7, 8, and 9, equaling to your 30. And 30. When you play tennis, 6 and 9, 15, 7 and 8, 15 in your birth, right, into the house of your birth through the heaven's gate, gives you the 30 creation of the planet Mars, where you are the base creation of J10. This is your JC creation. Remember, 1 and 3. Mercury, 103. September, 103. JC for Jesus Christ, 103, equaling to 151. Matter, energy, Mars. There's other ways to calculate numbers too. One of them is Mars is number 51. The numeric value of Mars is 51. So Mars 51, or it's 3 times 17. The Sun is 54, right? Or 3 times 18. But it's not that simple, because 3 times 17 is 3 times 10 equals 30, and then 3 times, sorry, I didn't want to do this. I don't, okay, just 1 second. Then 3 times, hold on a second. So it becomes like this, right? It becomes 3 times 10 is 30. Then it becomes 3 times 7 is 21. Then it says 3 times 8 is 24. To understand that is the ABCD comes together as a whole. It's a wing. You see this wing over here and this wing over here? All you did is connect it with a bar into the E world. The E world has 5 bars. Now the question is, 5 bars, right? Communication of 5 bars. Now the question is it a bar here to here is 2, a bar here is 3, 2 bars over here is 4, 5, 6, there's 8 bars. There's 8 bars and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 dots inside of creating this. So we also have to understand the way we create our numbers if they tell us a story. In here, the story they're telling us is off the calculator. They connected 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's one wing. They call this the wing, right? And then they connected the second wing. So you have 6 and 9, 15, 8 and 7 and 15. And when you play tennis, you go 15, 15, 30, and then you score on your 5, connecting both wings together. Except in tennis, in this calculator, what we're going to do is I'm going to reset the calculator to look like this. All the numbers can be reset, reorganized, as long as they take back their form, like Sudoku. Well, I've created a Sudoku game with the numbers, but it's all basic calculations. Like I can move the numbers around. The only numbers I really can't move around, I mean, in a 9 is 3, 6, and 9. Those are the only numbers I can't do. Every other one I can do, right? But I can't touch 3, 6, or 9. And you have to understand that the base, okay, of the game world, because this is all about games, the base of the game world, right? Remember, amateur is soul, right? You have to understand how the cat and the dog, through the soul and the spirit, the energy and the aether that comes into the area of space within you, as you breathe, running through your system, right? And remember, the gold is a pearl. That pearl that scratches everything, right? It also sticks everything together. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the strongest of what it is. Obviously, everything came from the dust, right? Did every particle come from the dust? What's a singular particle? So if a singular particle is all of what it is, no matter how much you break it up into, will still be that single product, right? Okay, and how small should something be by measurement in this world? Well, in my world, it's got to be this small. This is a singular box. That's the way I'm counting it as, okay? Just give me a second. Not hot enough. You know, it's funny, and I have to talk about every aspect when I began, so you can, you know, like I listen to other bloggers and vloggers talk. They're always giving their life story. I go, okay, we don't want to hear about your life story. You know what I'm saying? Trying to coerce us or this and that. But I look at it a little bit differently. You know, I'm very severe, I think, in my balanced affect or attitude that I want to see it for myself all the time. I want to see if I can go deeper. I want to see if I can go higher. I want to fall down a dozen times. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall and fell down. Wow, if he didn't fall down, he would have never broke his crown. He would have never knew. So, yes, I want to go back and explain another thing about this number here. Also to note that the reverse alphabet, okay, of love is love. Then you have a pen is over here, number 63, a pen is. And then you have the sun, right, which is 54. I wish this would be a little bit more I don't know what camera's on right now. I have to check my cameras. There's this camera here. Okay, and there's this camera here. I wonder if I can switch cameras. Why do I have the other camera on? Hold on. Wow. Okay, I like that camera better. I like that camera better. Okay, easier for me to do stuff. So when I just showed you these numbers, 63, right? Or 63, or 36, or 54, or 45. Remember, it's numerology. You people that go to zodiac want to know about the zodiac, want to know about the Western astrology, want to know about the Chinese astrology, want to know about the movement of the planets. Well, if you want to know what's happening with the gearing system, like learning how the watch moves, right? Except the watch is pretty flat, right? But the zodiac system's like wide and large, and you can actually see how look, the yin and the yang. First, it's this arm getting the dot, and then it's this arm. You see, they show you the two dots, but the two dots never exist at the same time. When you see one dot, it's one color, the other dot is sleeping, asleep, awake. You see, this arm, left side of the body, this arm, right side of the body, this is going out that way. This one is going out that way. They don't do this dance for nothing, right? It had to come from somewhere in the base of all creation. So when I show you these words, right, these numbers are all. 3, 6, 4, 5 is all you need to know. Within 3 is both A and B, 1 and 2. Within 4 is B and B. There is no one Aleph center in this. In this one over here, you have V inside of E, where the one from L comes inside over here. So you need these two over here. And you're loved by these two over here. Encompassed in the alphabet. Encompassed in the alphabet means I run from this number all the way around back to this number, and then what is in between. And they do the same thing for these two over here. Why? Because they are the reverse alphabet. This is the 12th. This is the 15th. This is the 22nd. This is the 5th. Each one of these is a mathematical equation. This is going to create you the 8 heaven into the E world. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 equals 4, and 4 equals to 8. Which is the same as 8 times 5 is 40, right? 2 times 2, 2 plus 2. 8 times 5 is 40. 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 5 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. Brings you back to 44. Brings you back to 8. V and E, love, equals to a total of 54. The sun equals to 54. The woman's organ equals to 54. When you bring the two together, you have 117. 117 is the cube. This 7 come 11. This 911. Would you like to see? I will show you where 911 resides in this cube. 666, 1776. The Facebook of this cube. If you can read it, you will know it. And it will tell that story that you read, and you will be doing it all by yourself. Teach time heaven, coming in the 4th position, 4th going all the way up to 20th. TH, teach, teach. Yeah, okay. Okay. So let's go down and look at this. How's everybody doing? You know, it says a lot of hi, and there's zero participation. So if anybody's a little upset out there that I haven't responded to them, just 1 second. Yeah, I don't know if I have to ask you to join. And how come there's no comments? Would the comments just pop up here? Right? Would the comments just pop up here? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Oh yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. So the dice cube, we're going to get on to the dice cube being valued at 7 and 11. Maybe I should have bigger cubes. Where's my other cube? Where's that big cube? Where's that big one, that massive one? Anyways, one of these. Here we go. Oh no, did I leave this marker open again? Come on. Okay, so where is, oh my God, there's two of them. Hold it. Okay. Watch. How can I point this down this way, right? And let me point this down this way, right? Okay, let's go. Let me explain this. Just give me a minute. I just have a little bit of cramps, so yeah. So well, my camera stopped. Just give me a minute. Let me see if I can start my other camera. Okay, give me a minute. Um, get a glass of water. Okay. Nine. They're the same. They're the same. What you're missing here is 4. What you're missing here is 6. What you're missing here is 7. What you're missing here is 5. 5 and 4 is 9, and 6 is 15, and 7 is 22. You're missing 22 void, and you have the 22 void is going to be on, okay, is going to be the 2, 3, 4, 5, right, is going to equal to 14. So the 14 dot and the 22 void to what the 3 and 8, 11 void to the 7 dot. This cube reverse to 1 is 6, to 4 is 3, to 5 is 2. The center of this cube is 3.5 dot center. The void into the cube, right, which we already understood, which is 11 to the void of the north-south voids, is going to be 5.5. Why? Because 3.5 times 2 is 7, and 5.5 times 2, okay, is going to be 11. That's simple. Just like the center of the alphabet, right, the core of the alphabet is 13.5, and that's because the M is 13 and the N is 14. They divide the alphabet, but they divide the alphabet using a term of nuality, 5. 5. Why 5? 5 is for something that's a half. 5 is the half of everything. So to go outside of 5, or to encompass 5, to have 5 within, you need to go on the outside. Now you need to go on the outside the same way 1 is 1 and 5 is 5. It's the 5 position that is being held. So what is that position? 20% of 5 is 1. 20% of 5 is 1. 5 plus 1, 5 minus the 1 equals to 6 equals to 4. So the size of the circumference that goes around the 5 area equals to 6. Do you follow what I'm saying? Before and after. Now 5 is surrounded by 1 and 1 on each side, which creates the 6. 1 all the way around. And 0 equals to 6. One of the reasons also, sorry, I got a pain over here. Zero is the 15th letter, or O is the 15th letter. 1 and 5 equals to 6. The circumference around what is the E world in is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1 and 5 equals to 6. holding the donut center as the 3. 1, 3, 5. Donut center is the 3. Now, when you go to 6, 7, you go to 6, 7, 8, 9. There's something missing. You see, we went 1 to 5, and after that, we're going from, sorry, it should have been 6, 8, but we have 1, 3, 5. I didn't count 2, 4. Hold on a second. I didn't add something in. I was doing something different. I shouldn't have done it this way, although you didn't see it. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5. Okay. Sorry, forget about that. I mean, you didn't see it, that's fine. Something else was going through my mind at the same time. And another reason 0 equals to 6, if you go to the dartboard, where the center area, right? Now I'm going to go over this, and now I'm jumping all over the place. The dartboard center area is 50. Around the area is 25. Total 75. It is 6 times 15 equals to 90. It is 5 times 15 equals to 75, right? That half world shared the E world, right? It is at 15. 5 times 15 equaling to the 75. Perhaps that's one of the other reasons it can be equal to that number. I spoke about this a long time ago. 5 times 15 equals to 75. In the game of orphan roulette, or the word electric is 75. The connecting of the E world to the 7th gate by means of 66, which is woman, which is freedom, which goes with the 28 days of the moon cycle, which we spoke about before, but I didn't finish with this 9/11 dot system. I'm going to finish with that. But I spoke about this earlier, right? I'm just trying to see which part I should go with. Yes, we spoke about also, and I'm not sure who's here, but I spoke about what 91 is and how the Mayans connect to 91, and how the cards connect to 91, how the spirit in the church connects to 91, how energy and the beast and time and the bull, and which we have the bull's eye, right? We have the bull eye, and bull equals to 47, and so does beast equal to 47, so does time equal to 47, right? The heart of the week is the 4th day of the week, leaving 313 into the 7th day, where we live our 6th life for the one spirit. The holding on to the eye is number 35, which is the heart of this cube. And remember, it's 3 times. In order to get to the heart, it's 3 times, right? Don't forget, it's 3 times. Here and here. Look at that. Here I can do it myself, right? There's only 2 not touched. Thumb on the inside, finger on the outside. I now connected this cube. Everything comes from nature, even the building, because the building that took the 2 hands, that built, made in God's image, same 2 hands. What I can't do, the Lord can't do. What I know I can't do because I don't know the means and the tools to use is something a little different than what I can do with my own 2 hands. So this is also, if you go to orphan roulette, now I'm not sure if you can see this, if you went to my YouTube page, my YouTube page, you'd find, I want to show you that 7th gate, what it sets up to be. Okay, here it is. Okay, here it is. I wish I can design a little bit. I'm not sure who can see this right now. So, yeah, I'm feeling better. Thank you. So we're just going to turn this around. I'm going to show you. So this is what it is. Now, remember the 15 balls in pool? Well, the 13 ball ends up over here. The 15 ball ends up here and here. They interlock. The 15 balls interlock up here. Also pending how I separate this. You see the tunnel all the way up and the tunnel all the way up. It goes up to the 7th gate, to the 7th block. 1, 3, although you see 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, everything's by 2s. By cutting, you see this area here, 1, this area is 3, I'm only connecting it at the tail, right? So when you're connecting at the tail, if I'm holding on to the tail, right, does the tail lose area space, right? What number does the tail get? So the area tail's off the donkey, right? So anyways, 1, 3, 5, your 5 is here and your 5 is here. Not this. Here's your 5 and here's your 5. See the gap over here? And we'll do it over here. If I did it over here, I'm going to show you that here's number 7. This is number 5 here, this 4 block, and this 4 block here. What if I took a screenshot? Take a screenshot. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to copy it. Just give me a second here. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to paste, right? So I'm going to show you it here. So this is what I'm talking about. Let me use this and this, right? We have 1 here. Then we have number 7 over here. Remember, this is in gematria, right? How it works in gematria, it's 1 through 7. You know the piano, 1 through 7, right? And then you start over again. Okay, so this here, okay, this here is, hold on a second. There's number 7. And then sorry. And there's 5 and 5. So what happens next? Okay, is the 6. And I connect the 6 over here. Right? And then I connect another 6 over here. And now I got 6 and 6 connecting the eye. Right? The eye is 575. It's also 5775. It's male and female. So we connected this over here. That's your 66. Now what happens next? Check this out. Number 8 fits right over here. And then the 9, right, fits over here. And this is your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, if you want to see where 5 and 9, you see 5 and 9 fit in the same row, 5, 5, 9. I'm going to show you something else now. How you doing? Yeah, I know you couldn't see who was online right now, but sorry about that. What I was showing, right, and what I was showing was this and how this connects, right? If I want, I can show it to you. Just give me a minute. Yeah, sorry. I ate late last night. Okay, so I'm going to pull through this. So where am I next? I was talking about love a little bit earlier, and how 3, 6, and 4, 5 are the only ones that are double. If you take a look at the 3, right, there are 6 left over. Or if you want to see it another way, look at this. There are 7 dots. This is going to fit on the 2 cube. This fits on the 2 cube like this. This gets 2 directions. When it gets this direction, it gets it through the 4 and 3. Because if I put the, hold on a second, if I put the 3 up, okay, and yeah, here's the 3 up on this angle, right? Or this way. When it's this way, you see the 6, 1, right? When it's this way, you see the 5, 2. Yeah. So what this does, I'm going to just do it to a little bit quicker. I'm slowing myself down, and I don't know. Here, I have 5, 4. Here, the opposite side, I have 2, 7. 7 and 4 come together as 11. The opposite in the void of this cube on the ring side has 22. To the 14 dot void is 36, 4 areas by 9. On the pole side, it's 11 void to 7. 7 come 11 is the entire cube. Yo, 11, 7 come 11. It's exactly what the cube is saying for the language that we speak here with the English language. 3, 4, 5, and 6 are the only double up. You have 3 with the 6 void and 4 with the 5 void. You have 5 with the 4 void, right? And you have 6 with the 3 void. That is your love in the sun. The total is 117. 11, 7, that is the cube. The movement of the calculator, where 1 and 6, 7, 3 and 4, 7 to 2 and 5, 7, to where 7 and 6, 13, to where 9 and 4, 13, to 8 and 5, 13, to what is above is below, 1 and 3 is 4, 7 and 4 comes together. Messiah 74, Jesus 74, Muhammad 74, Beast 47, Bull 47, Time 47, Cross 74, where 7 months of the year are 31 days, where 4 months are 30 days, where you're knowing that A, B, C, D equals to 10, to 1 and 9, 10, to 2 and 8, 10, to 4 and 6, 10, to 3 and 7, 10. Passing by the 5 position, knowing how we can connect now the 15, 15, and 10 in tennis. You tell me that numerology also is going to go in, and it already does. It fits the zodiac like a glove. What it does is the numbers in the zodiac become the skeleton to when you put the equation in, it'll show you the movement to where you add the animal in or whatever sign it is, and you talk about just the word of the sign. Capricorn starts with a C, Aquarius starts with an A, Cancer starts with a C. The first 2 letters, the first 3 letters, the reverse letters. You start to balance that word out so you can understand what the movement in those letters are in that zodiac sign. And then even though now we have analysis on the people helping out the value of the word of the zodiac sign, because all I needed was what was in the tool case. I just needed to know Capricorn. I needed to know we were in the house of 12 or the house of 7 of 13. 616, the Monopoly board, is made up of 1 board. 40 properties. Show me on the blueprints. Show me on the blueprints with every dot and dash. Because you didn't put the whole Monopoly board over here, right? So you count me all these dots and dashes it took before the Monopoly board showed up. And I'm going to show you. And I'll get on to finish that equation over there. Here's the Monopoly board. There's one center. And on the outside, we're going to build the properties. I'm going to show you the properties. Let me get back to the comments over here. Let me get back to okay, so I'm just going to do these properties in Monopoly and show you that, remember, there's 21 dots to the cube, right? How Earth and Mars, what they do, different. I'm going to show you this is the Earth cube, and this is the Mars cube. 51 and 31 equals 82. 52 and 31 equals 83. So we got, okay. So did we do this all? Yes, yes, and then here's the Monopoly game, right over here. Here's the center, one area center. The properties lie over here. You can see the two areas, right? The corners are always 4. So we have to understand how we're working, how our corners come together. It comes together with a 1 and a 3. See the way the W covers the corner like a velociraptor? How you see the 3 in the corner when that 1 cuts it out? There's another 1 over here separating 1 and 1. The train, right? You go all around the station of the train. That's your one area of 8, but you can only operate 6 of 8 because you operate your 6 of 8. Of 9, right, of the spirit that's within inside of you, your birth, living in the house of 6. So either you're awake or you're asleep. You're 8 or you're 6 at the 7th gate. What are you in your sleep? What do you become in your sleep? Do you become the 1, 8 in your sleep? Do you become the 6, 1 when you're awake? 6, 7, 8, and 9. How they work together. Okay. We're going to take the 9 and the 6 go in rotation. 6 with 1, 6 with 2, 6 with 3. So just let me see it. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 plus 3 is 6. So your 33 or 3 cubed is also what's going to make up, right? And this is star system math. What's going to make up your rotation in 6 and 9? And living within 6 and 9, yeah, at the gateway is 7 and 8. Because 6 and 9, and then 7 and 8. The reverse of that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. That's your mere creation. Right? That's your mere creation. Then you're made into the half-life and you're put into Saturn. You come from Mars as your creation, and then you're born into the house, right? You're a 2, you're a 4, and then a 2, right? And then another 2. But anyways, you're a 4 and a 2. What that means is 1.5 times 4 equals to 6. Now you get to be in the half-life holder of the one spirit, right over here. This cube here. So here is 6. And here is 6. The total is 8. It's 6 and 2 void, and 6 and 2 void because within the void is the one creation of life. Flip it around. And when it's this way, within the void is the one creation of life. How would you like your hair done, right? See the line going up and down? 2, 5, and 8, 4, 5, and 6. Is it on and off, 2, 5, and 8, 4, 5, and 6? Can the switch go that way? Horizontal, vertical, and when you're sleeping and when you're awake, 8 and 9. This will create the H. This will create the I this way, right? A half movement. Or is that, this is a movement of 45 degrees, the Fox movement. And this angle will create what is the Z. But when I pull it to this angle, right? This angle, right, is going to create the N. You have to imagine the rest of it, drawing it up. So you can see what's happening. HINZ equals 57. It's the reverse alphabet of Mars, and it holds everything on the 45-degree angle, not on the flat angle. It's holding everything, let's say, on a point, right? More or less on a point. Or can it be just this way? I'm not sure if it's on a point or this way. One of them. And this explains our reality. We're not losing, I don't know how that works, but I'm assuming it's on the point. Our movement, right, is only to the 45 angle, 22.5 to 45 to 22.5, because all that movement is 22.5. Now, if you do a partial movement, which would be 30 degrees, in order to get 3 times to get to your first 90 degrees, it'd be 3 times 30 degrees, or it could be 15 degrees, and you can do 6 times 15 degrees to get down to the 90. Or, wait a second, it would be 18 times 5 degrees. It'd be 16, hold on, 18, 40, okay, that'd be the 90, okay, then it'd be 15, right, 15 times 6 equals to 90, 7, 4, 8 times what, no, 9, yet we have 9 times 10 equals to the 90, we have 4 times 22, 5, 4 by, I'm going to use that, I didn't want to use a 0.5, 4 by 22, 5 equals to the 90, 3 times 30 equals to the 90, 2 times 45 equals to the 90. So now we can take a look at this, see how we got to the 90 degrees. Again, we have to understand where all our numbers are coming from, what the numbers they gave us to live in this world. 90 or 9 is the I of who we are, living in between the heavens. When we go to sleep, you put your feet on that side of the bed, your head on that side of the bed, and you go to sleep. You stretch out like the H, and you sleep that way. When you're standing up, you're between the bricks. But when you're lying down, you're the cement between the bricks. Look at the wall. The wall is made up with number 52. 52, 52, 52. Create all those bricks on the wall. Create all the bricks on the wall. Create all the bricks on the wall. So why I mentioned that why did I mention that? I forget why I mentioned that. You know, sometimes I go a little bit all over the place. I was still talking about love in these cubes, and how 3, 6, 4, 5, 6 are the only ones will create the word love. It'll create the numeric value of itself. It'll talk about the male and female organs. Now we're going to get back to 5775. That number, okay, why female, okay? What happens in female? Remember, you come in as 6, right? You come in as 6, you pick up the 1 spirit in the 8 heaven of the 9 birth. You tell me if that's wrong. The 4, right, is inside both the 5 and the 6. We saw in the cards that the 5 is inside so that the 4 and 9 come together. The 4 and 5 come together, creating 9. That the 5 card is already installed in the 9 card. That means your birth is 4. Right? In the 9 card, your birth is referred to as 4. Into life 6. With the 1 spirit, which is the Luna connecting to you. But your headphones, one of your other headphones, right, comes from the moons of Mars, Deimos and Phobos. Deimos and Phobos. So let me see where we were. Yes. (5775), the electric moon. Our birth, okay, seems to be on the bow tie, the split track over here. The split track over here on the minus area at 22.5. But when I take out the complete area space of the size of this cube, 9 and 9, right, bringing me from 225 over to 216, numeric value for the diameter of the moon 2160, over to 234, the earth vibration 234, between 234 and 666, or 66 is what is the difference, okay, between this 90-degree angle, 234 and 666, is going to give me to the 90-degree angle over here. To this angle over here, right, what the separation between the 180 degrees that is going to give me over here, 180 to 216 is 36. 230, I'm just trying to see what that missing number is. They're supposed to be the same number. So this is 45, and this is 45. I'm just trying to measure my complete angle distance. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. You got the structure of what it was. Well, I believe the 225 years to the 5775 is how we got to the position that we are as a starting point. We didn't start at zero. The time clock of creation didn't start when we got here. It began on creation, right? So if you look at this number, right, if you multiply it by the number of moons, 13, it's going to equal to 75,075 electric moon. The male and the female, 5 and 7. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 will create 3 and 2. That is 5. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 will create 3 and 4. That is 7. The bar mitzvah and the bat mitzvah, the difference between 12 and 13. And that's what brings also in the 13, which becomes both the 3 and 4, and the 5, which is the 1 and 2. So you're bringing the Earth Mars connection between number 13. Now, when we speak about 5775, we can say 13 plus 31 plus 13 equals to 57, and then we can go 31 plus 13 plus 31 equals to 75. So we can see how perfect it is. We got the male and the female. We got the electric. We have electric company coming together, and the word company, the word October, company, 12 equals to 87. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 equals to 87. To note that the sun and Mars come together in these numbers. Let me show you. There's a very strong energy. I hear it. I hear it. I feel like it's disrupting me. I don't know why. So I've had, it doesn't tell me how many people are here. Yes, it does. So it's telling me, so we have total views, one new follower. So I'm just trying to understand if anybody's here or not. We definitely need participation to put this more in line, right? We need to put this in line. So now I'm going to show you this, right? And I think I want to, I think I'm going to put it this way, right? I think I'm going to put my book underneath and put this on top and show you with the camera at the same time. It's a little easier for me. Okay, so I can do a double task here. So we're going to do a double task. Let me see if I can line this up. Okay, so what I'm going to see if I can do this, right? So what it is 54 is the sun, 3 by 18. 10 minus 8, 10 plus 8. The reason I do this is the French, right, do this. They say 10, 8. So they don't really say plus or minus, they just say 18. You know, that's all they say. So I don't know which way. So we get B and R coming together. We get the T coming together in this one. Right? We get TP coming together in this one. Over here, I get the same T. So what happens in the next one? 3 by 17, 51. Mars comes together in this one. Minus and plus. Then the next one over here is the moon. Right? Minus and plus. I also multiplied it to show you what happens. All in our base 30 creation. House of Bait. A. If it's minus, it's A. If it's minus, Mars becomes our creation. The sun, okay, becomes B, becomes the home. Okay. Would you like to see, I don't know what you want to see next. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you what happens to numbers when, does anybody know about Saturn square? Right? I just ran out of another pen. Please help support the channel. Um, So I just rewrote this. Okay? I rewrote this. This is Saturn square. Now what's going to happen is it's going to replace these numbers here. But this will always be the one position. Just like going north. Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. On the outside. Top left corner, top right corner, bottom left corner, bottom right corner. So we're talking about the batting cage. If we're going to the batting cage, right, the batting cage is more rectangular. We're going to get all 12 into the batting cage. Now, if I had to get all 12 into the batting cage, I'm going to finish with 492. Sorry about that. I'm it could be that I don't know what I ate, but I don't even know what it is. But whatever it does, when you get to my age, right, all you can think of about is numbers. So that's all I want to be doing right now is the numbers. So what we're going to do with this grid now is I'm going to show you how I'm going to shift a few numbers up. I'm going to show you a few numbers, how they shift up, and I'm going to have to point my camera down. I'm not sure if I can get this on this. Let me see if I can move my book forward, point this camera down, and write at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to flip this. I think it's going to work better if I took it out of this sheet here. And then I have to see how much time. How do I know how much time I have before I'm cut out? If I lose this camera, right, I'll come back on my phone, right? So I want to do this here. I'm going to have to hold it up. So I'm going to have to hold it up with something like this. Can I hold it up with this? Hold on a second. I'm not going to look very good for the next moment. I guess not. We're going to do it a different way. I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to hold the camera again. Let's do it this way. Right. Now I'm going to hold the camera again underneath over here. Let me see if I can move this here. Okay. So what we're going to do, and I want to make it nice and neat because that's really the way I like to do it. So see, this box over here is the number 1 box, right? So what we're going to do now, right, is we're going to do this. Just a note for those who haven't seen it before, right? But the one in charge right now, right, is this over here. This is what's in charge. The first basis of all creation relate to this number over here. When you take 1, put it between 1 and 1, right? You need 3 times 1 in order to have 1 between 1 and 1. If you have 3 times 4 equals to 12, goes back here. 3 times 7 is 21, goes back here. So look at that. If you want to move into the second position, it'll be 2 times. 2 times 1. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. So 1 multiplied by 2, then multiplied by 3. First the 1 moves here, right? Then the 4 moves here and the 7 moves here. But when it comes to number 2, it shifts. The 1 goes here, the 4 goes here, the 7 goes here. But now when we go to the center area, when you go to the center area, 3 by 8, 24, 2 and 4 is 6. 3 by 5 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6. 3 by 2 is 24, 2 and 4, 3 by 2 is 6. So how do we get to the 9 area? 3 times 3 is 9. 3 by 6 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. So now where do our values come from? What happened? This one here, this one here. So this crisscrosses on each other. 1 and 8, 9. 2 and 7, 9. 4 and 5, 9. 3 and 6, 9. Leave out the 9. Now how do we get 11? 9 and 2, 11. 3 and 8, 11. 5 and 6, 11. 7 and 4, 11. So we have a dot over here. So 7, 4 to the dot. So we have 9, 6 to the dot. Sorry, they have 3, 6 to the dot. Dot, dot. Bringing 2 worlds together. Look at that. I didn't do it on purpose, right? Nobody sees my camera at 3:33. Look at that. This, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to look for where we got the numbers from, right? And we got the numbers from in the house of 1 and 10 and 19, 28, 37, 46, 55, 64, 73, and she keeps on going. 82, 91. When I get to 100 over here, 1 comes back to 1 on level 3. In the 12th one, it's on level 3. 12th area, level 3, right? Our life on level 3. Things by the dozen, how it works. Even when you go out and you implement the games to this. We haven't brought this game science into it yet, right? I haven't showed the other camera yet, but that's okay. It's about my floor, right? Let me see what's happening over here. Yes, thank you. Feeling much better. Okay. Wow, you know what? I'm seeing the chat over here. It's the first time I see the chat, but I did not see the chat in my other thing over here. So let me just see what's going on in the chat. Point this camera up to the other chat that's going on my screen, right? Just hold on a second. Almost got stuck. Jack 6, 7, 8. Yes, the eyes. Ace 135. 2's letter make the sine wave. Zodiac is grandfather clock. Every number you choose in a wave will be the height of that wave reaching different heights, and what obviously different vibrations will create the reach of those heights. 2 above, 2 below, 3 above, 3 below. The 3, right? The numbers, right? When you're doing numbers, let me just see if I can do this here just to show you real quick. If I do these 3 numbers, I have 1, okay, and I'm looking on that angle, right? I'm counting 1, 2, right? But if I'm going downward, you see the way I'm going downward, there's 2 here and there's 4 here, right? Or if I start by 1, right, this is the way it's going to be. Either I start this way or start this way. Here is going to be 1, 3, 5. Here it's going to be 2, 4, 6. But if I'm counting on an angle, right, if I'm counting on the angle this way, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. This is where the queen comes in. Her hat is on an angle. So we have to understand how 2, 4, 6, 8 comes in with the flat top. How this one comes in spinning this way. This says ace in this one over here. I'm not really sure if you want to put in ABC and say back or cab. So this is just a base. So here's the first house. 1, this becomes 10, becomes 1, becomes 10, becomes 1. The difference in the first house, what happens in the first house is that this one here, 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 they're not the same. These are negative. These are positive. Now let's see what happens with this. Let me see what happens with this. If I only go to the heart, let me do it with this marker. Hold on a second. Shows me a number 9 inside of there. That's what that shows me. What if it was ticking? What if I rearranged all these numbers, right, in the fashion of Saturn's square? Right? So this is the first house. So you can see what happened in the first house, right, is that I got 1 and 10 and 19 and 28. 47, 57, 58, right? We don't begin until this number over here, bringing two worlds together. The both red numbers, 1 through 9, we don't begin until over here. In the 9th area, it plays inside. This is the A divided house, bringing two houses together. Here is where the spirit comes in. 13 times 7, the numeric value for the word spirit. There are 13 cards in the deck. 1 through 13 equals to 91 with an average of 7. It's ironic that 7 totals 63 equaling to 9, that 11 totaling to, sorry, this is wrong. I was thinking of where 11 equals to 9 and 7 equals to 65. The cube is 7 come 11. It's just ironic. So you can see where 11 comes in, right? 11, not 10, 11 comes in the house of bait, born into the house of bait. So now what we're going to do, right, is we're going to go to the next level of this, right? And let's see if we got this. And we're going to set up the next set of numbers. I think it was here, right? And in the next set of numbers, it'll be 2, right? And then it'll be 11, 20, 29, 49, 59, 60, 62. And then when we look at the numbers up here, we got 62. So you can see where I'm going with this, right? Then we're going to continue on. 38, 47, 56, 65, 74, right? Look where 74 is in the second house, right? 74, 83, 92. Now you can also see in here how we have double ups, right? What's inside the house, what's not inside the house, right? That's number 2. Now you presume since 1 and 2 creates 3, we can take these two together, right? Okay, and go and change all the numbers around and call this 201, call this 183. Yes, we could, right? I can add them up and see what happens for the reason and for the sake of just knowing. So when I bring together, let's say, number 37 and 38, I'm going to get 66. 3 and 3, 6, 7 and 8 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6. I get 66 or I get 75. So let's do this. The heart of this one is 37 and 38 equals to 75. But when I add up 37 over 38, I get 6 dot and 15, so I end up with 66. So it shows me that in my 75 is my passage gateway from the E world, from the male world to split into the E world, the two female worlds over here, run over here by the 7th gate. But the birth passes through the female to run by the 7th gate. And that's where we ended up with the design that looks like this. This is 7, 5, 5. What happens is we connect the number 6 here and the number 6 here. This area in between will create the 8. And I'm not the one who decided on this, but these dice cube did. Because they told me that 5 and 3 equals to 8. Right? Let me just move this book over. They showed me 5 and 3 equals to 8, as 4 and 2 equals to 6, as 1 and 5 equals to 6, okay, as 6 and 2 equals to 8, as 3 and 3 equal to 6, as 4 and 4 equals to 8 for the divided gate to where 5 and 3 come together and 4 and 2, to where 1 and 5 come together, right, as 6 and 2, as 4 and 4 come together as 33, and nothing has to do with me, and magically you'll see how delicious it is when the math goes in and it all fits, right? So this is nothing to do with me. This is to do with 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to the house planet, both 68, right? Put it to good use. That word use is also electric, right? You ever see of the word use? Right here, use, inside the word house. The use in house, right, is the electric. So we put these two together. I don't know if I want to do it, but I just showed you the anomaly here, and where the 1 times 3 equals to 3, and the 1 plus 3 equals to 4 plus 3 equals to what is 7 and 1 minus the 4 equals to the 1, to where the 1 times 2 equals to 2, and the 1 plus 2 equals to 3 plus 2 equals to 5 minus the 3 equals to 1 equals to 8 and 6 equals to 6 and 4. I just like to double make the math on that. We live over here to the operator, right over here. Zion, Israel, blue, Democrat, 10 and 24. This over here. 6 times 4, 6 plus 4, equaling to 34. The word is cold. That goes with this. The word cold equals to 34. It's a 4-letter word. It equals to a total of 108 minus 34 equals to 74. Do you know what that number is? That's energy. It's also a whole lot of other things, and we see it shows up in the 9th position in the house of bait. You see the spirit comes up to this house, bringing 2 worlds together. So now what we're going to do is just tell you that 1 and 2 creates 3. So you can see where these numbers come from now. Now I'm going to take these numbers and I'm going to shift them according to Saturn's square. When I make that shift of those numbers into Saturn's square, and I'm going to get on and do some more of those numbers, right? Hold on a second. Right? And the numbers to Saturn square is going to be 58, and it's going to be over here. And then 90 will be here, the 9th position. And then the 3rd position of 66 will be here. The 2nd position of 62 will be here. The 4th position of 70 will be here. The 5th position of 74 will be here. The 7th position of 82 will go over here. The 8th position of 86 will go over here. And the 4th position of 70 will go over here. The 6th position of 78 will go over here. So when you add up this row, and understanding in the star system and in this system, right, although you have this and this, put it together will create the star. Right? Now you cannot actually do anything with just a star, because that's the whole star. So this is 4 of 4 lines. This is 2 of 2 lines, and this is 2 of 2 lines, right? But this shows you the half area. When you show the half area, right, on this count over here, it counts by ones. When you show it on the flat area over here, as we showed before, right, counting down, you count by 2s. 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6 versus 1, 3, 5. So when we're going to create the star, we're going to create 3 parts of that star. And then we're going to do the same thing, right? But instead of the line going this way, it'll go that way. So if I do that, I take out this dice and I go, well, this one's going that way. That must go here. 4 is up. This one over here, going that way. 1 is up, or 6 is up. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do this and this. So now we're telling me possibly we have two cubes. We're going in two directions. I have to bring in my second cube because I have to crisscross a different way. One cube is working this way. The other's working that way. Sorry, the other's working that way. So now we have this one over here and this one over here. Or if I brought the 3 cube into it, because the one, right, if I brought the 3 cube into it, we would be working with this. But I think there's a problem with these cubes. There's a problem with this cube. Yes, I think I see the problem. Yes, okay, there's a problem with this cube, okay? This cube and these cubes are not the same. We're not getting serviced the right cubes. Take a look at this. The 6 is line, whoop, hold on a second. Okay, I can let you in for a minute there just to see who you are and stuff like that. Just give me a minute to finish what this is, but welcome. Welcome here. This is the first time. I don't know if I have my sound on and I'm running two machines at once. So let me see. I think I lost you. Okay, I've lost something over here. I don't know if I've lost you or 1 second. Okay, just 1 second. I was trying to add somebody on and I see them on the screen here, but they seem to be gone. Yes, so where were you? Okay, just 1 second. I was trying to add somebody on and I see them on the screen here, but they seem to be gone. Yeah. Are you still here? Yes. So where were you? Okay, just 1 second. I was trying to add somebody on and I see them on the screen here, but they seem to be gone. Yeah. Okay, yes, sorry, I had my other screen on there. Yeah, ask me again, and if you'd like to come on, no problem. Yeah, sorry, I lost you or you left. I don't know what happened. Screen went blank. Okay, yeah, call me a little amateur. Sorry about that. You know, get a little nervous. Never did this before. Yeah, so we're working up on all the star systems. We got over here. We got to this one, and then we're gonna bring in this next one. And these are 4 different ones that I got from here. And each one of these stars will be taking up what these boxes are doing over here. This is Saturn's black cube. This is what it does to the numbers over here. Yeah, sorry about that. You know, let me see if I can find who that was again. Okay, wait a second. It happens here. Okay, okay, wait a second. It happens here. Wow, how did I get the sound on there? I shut the sound off. Okay, so yeah, let me continue on. So this is the base of what we can do with a Mars window. The Mars window of 22 to what is the Earth window, or what I call the Earth window, of 33. So this is 96 equaling to 15, right? And this one equals to 4 and 4 equals to 8. Or if we cube it, this one will equal to 27 and 6 equaling to 33. What I did is I went 3 cubed, 3 by 3 by 3, then I went 3 plus 3, and then I'm going to do it one more time. And this one is going to equal to 36 over here. I did it 2 times and then 1 time for the alpha beta creation, 1 in respect to beta, 1 in respect to alpha, but in total it is 36, bringing both of them into the game. Here I did not do, I just did 2 times 2, 2 plus 2, but if I did 2 cubed, I would end up with 8, and 4 equals to 12, and 2 equals to 14. I'm not really sure what to do with this, yes, just knowing of the 8 corners of the 14 that run the band of this cube. So I was showing you before to the 2 angles, and why I say this is wrong. These are the ones I bought at the dollar store. I don't know where I got these from, but they're wrong because they're different. I play with the professional cubes, they might be changed up if they're non-professional. Remember, amateur is with the soul. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the guest. Really sorry. I'm looking back just to see where the guest was. Okay, I have to plug in. Just give me a second over here with this camera. I have to plug in this, otherwise she's going to stop on me. Wow, and it doesn't reach. I'm going to move my book over a little bit so I can plug it in. I'll just have to shift over my book a little bit. Just hold on a second. So yeah, we're going to shift this book over. Now we're gonna wait a second. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, now that we moved into position with Saturn square, right? You see, can I see this like this? Okay, that's gonna be good. 70 and 74 and 78 equals 222. 90, 74, and 58, 222. 62, 74, and 86, 160 and 62, 222. 82, 74, and 66, 140, 222. 70, 90, 62, 222. 86, 58, 78, 136, 142, 222. 90, 66, 86, 222. Come down here on this one over here, 222. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 by 222 equals 1776. But we should be doing 3 as our base creation by 222 equals to 666. And this is where we get all our 3-part stars, right, to come in to all be 666666666. Now the thing is about this is it doesn't just come in like this, because in order to create the star and Earth, I need to create it this big. This big over here is a difference between this. They are not the same. One world runs in the other. Whether it runs moving on the outside, always entrapping this area over here. Your Rubik's Cube, your 27 cube has 156 area spaces on the inside, right? If you ran your cube in these 4 areas, and these 4 areas, and these 4 areas, and these 4 areas, right? Or what about running the cube outside here? This cube only running, tackling each one of these corners, 1, 2, 3, and moving 8 times around, only holding on to one in the center. I can't hear myself. Wow, that's really weird. So I'm going to put my camera back up here. Wow, that was really weird. There's this huge, huge, huge buzzing. And all of a sudden, you know, I notice things, and I notice things because I know they exist. And I know they exist, okay, because I fabricated them in my mind. I made them exist. And I made them exist from what I believe, right? Over time, stories I have been told, taught, witnessed, whether fake or real. I now take them for real. I know there's electricity. I know what I see in the sky. I know what I believe. Okay, Raja, yeah, that was you up there. Okay, I wasn't sure, know what happens. I'm never really feeling comfortable for the first like 30 seconds because it's like, oh my God, there's somebody here and I'm working with this new machine, right? So I'm like working with one machine, somebody shows up and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? Right? And I'm going to tell you something. I've done 11,000 videos with over 500 or 600 lives, so I shouldn't be nervous, but I am. Yeah. So I just saw that 11:44. That's 16 minutes ago. So I'm not sure if you're still here or not. Okay, I know there's 3 people here. I'm going to boil some water. I don't know what I'm going to put in it. Wasn't feeling good before, but I feel much, much better. Much better. Much, much better. Ooh, crazy. That was crazy, you know? You know, when I do this work, when I really want to dive into it, you know, and get a better concentration, um, that's what happens. I put a lot of energy. I don't breathe the same. So so we saw right now that we had 666. Now I keep switching around this camera, so I think I'm going to write it and then hold up the book and explain it. I just have a piece missing here on my screen. Okay, here it is. So hold on, I missed this part where it says sevens are all around from Cynthia Hunt. And then Olivia joined. Hey, Olivia, how you doing? Hey, Cynthia. Yeah, I seen all that. It doesn't give me a time. What's it called on this? What's this? Oh, I can send myself hearts. Oh, yeah, pretty cool. Okay, let me see. Our minds are what we create. Our minds are what we create. Our minds are what we create. What we create by using our minds. What comes from thinking. Yes, so I want to bring this on to the next level of the same numbers. I'm going to show you the numbers again. I'm going to rewrite them out. I know it's a little boring not looking down. I can only hold one camera down, right, to show it. Maybe I can hold a mirror so you can see what I'm doing, right? This is pretty crazy. Look at the way I work. 10,000 videos, right? And one where I'm holding it onto a book, or I'm holding a mirror in my mouth, right? No, I don't think so. So, yeah, so you're not going to see this to begin with on TikTok. If you want to join me, and I'll just use my camera over here, maybe I can give you my my link. Let me see if I can see this link in YouTube. Just give me a second. I'm going to find my YouTube link, right? And I think this might be my YouTube link. Let me see if I can put it here. Wow, they're not letting me paste on my own channel. So what I'm going to think I can do, I wonder if anybody else can go on there and get that link. Just give me a second here. I'm not sure if it was an upset stomach or whatever it is. Oh, sage tincture and water for upset stomach. Whatever it was, I'll tell you one thing, that pain was everywhere. Oh, somebody just put up the 1776 star, and I just drew, you know, the 1776 over here. I know you're not seeing this, right? Maybe I'll put back that thing and show you what I'm drawing up here. Hold on a second. Rawr. I'm like from the Fred Flintstone age, you know what I'm saying? I'm like back to Fred Flintstone. Here we go. Fred Flintstone, here I come. Flip the camera. Bill Gates or any of those big companies out there watching me, if you want to put my product on your line, I'd be more than glad to share it with you so we can free the minds, you know, Morpheus, right? Let me just see if we got it over here. Just 1 second. Okay. So what we're going to do, right, we just have to move this up a little bit. Hold on a second. Okay, so can we get it on here at all? Yes. Okay, on here. So what we're getting, okay, what we're getting is I'm taking numbers from my other board, right? where once we had 70 here, 7 plus 0. Where once we had 90 here, 9 plus 0. To where we once had 62 here, 6 plus 2 is 8, right? To where we had 66, right? We now have 12. To where we had 74, it's 11, and 82 is 10, right? To where we had over here, 86 is now 14, and over here 58, which is now 13, and 78, which is now 15. And if you can just tilt this board over and show you right there, right, where it says 222, we come over here. But what we're going to do next to add on to top of this is we're going to replace these numbers, and we're going to do a shift. We're going to do a couple of shifts, okay? And remember, we can still get in. Remember, the 147 area right over here, where there is my enemy sign. The enemy sign to 1 is 7. The enemy sign to 2 is 8. The enemy sign of 3 is 9. So how, in my question, will the enemy sign 6 from 4 will be 10? So now you're making your enemy sign in 10, which is a combination of 1 and 9. Or is it a combination of 2 and 8? Or is it a combination of 3 and 7? Or 4 and 6? We'll get to that a little bit later. And what we get is we get our root, we get our pig at 9 and 3, and that becomes our angel. 9 and 3, 12 for our birth creation, pig. For our 8 and 4, 12, where we get the rabbit, right, into the goat, 12. Where we get the 7 and 5, 12, where we now get the horse, and we come up, right, with the dragon. Sorry, with the 5th zodiac sign is the dragon, not the 6th zodiac sign. Did I do the 6th zodiac sign, the snake? Bringing the snake over to the goat? So now we're going to replace these numbers, right? And since this one belongs in the 4th position, I'll put it over here. I'm not sure if that's really the position it belongs, but somehow, this is the 2, it goes into this position here. This is the 9, it went into this position here. This is the 4th position, it goes over here. This position remains over here. This position is the 8th, it goes over here. This position, okay, is the 1st position, it goes over here. Then the 3rd position was in the 12th, it's over here, it goes over here. And then we're missing the 6th position. The 6th position went to 9th position, goes over here. And then what is the 8th position? The 8th position, did I do that right? Let me see if I did that right. This is number 8, so it goes back to the 8th position, right? Number 7, right, is 82, which was 10. So 10 goes back into this position. So what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen now is when you get your 8 and your 14, let me see. Let me just, so when we get our 8, sorry, where was it? So when we get our 14, our 8, we get 22. This pen is also no good. When we get our 7 with our 15, we get 22. When we get 10 with 12, we get 22. When we get 9 and 13, we get 22. So we have, now we have 88. Or we can do it the same way over here, right? We get 12 and 10, 22. 8 and 14, 22. 7, 8 and 9. 8 and 9 is 17. This one's 24. right? So we only get our 22s this way. If I add 11 onto any one, I will get 33, 33, 33, 33, like this. If I connect, I want to see that I did this right. Let me see that I did this right. Yeah, okay. So what I get, if I use 3 of these 22s plus 111 to connect, right? Only count the 11 once. I'm going to end up with 66 and 11 equals 77 power. There are 4 different ways to connect this. So you're going to get 4 times this, but you're also going to get the total of what it is itself, crisscrossing all the way around. And that will be 8. Is that 8? 18, 33, 33, 33. So it's all 33s, right? Sorry, is it 8? It's 4. So it's 4 times 33 equals to 132. Did I get that right? 4 times 33, 33, right? But if you only do it the number of times for creation, it's 3 times 33 equaling to 99. That's your base creation. But we're only allowed to use 3 at a time, right, of 22, which is 66, and one of the 11s to connect, and that's where we get our 77 from, in this run over here. And that's where you connect the 5775 moon. Now, there's also another way to look at this, is, let me do it on this side where it's whole. When it's whole, right, when it's whole, okay, I get 58 and 78 equals 136. I get 66 and 70, which is 136. And I get 62 and 80, 62, did I get that right? And I got 62 and 74, which is 136. The flip side to this, okay, the flip side to this is down here. And these are all 160. 90 and 70, 160, 82 and 78. So down here would say 7 on the low side and 9, 10 on the high side, which is 7 and 1, creating a gate in between at 74. To note that 74 resides in the center, that 74 is the beast, that 74 is Jesus, 74 is energy, 74 is Muhammad, 74 is the cross, 47 is time, 47 is walk, 47 is bull, bull is Taurus. Taurus is the second zodiac sign, representing Venus, Venus in the 4th house, 4 times 20 and 1, coming into the house of Venus, 4 times 20 and 1. Venus bringing in the birth, okay, bringing in the birth of planet Pluto, the doghouse, the game. Yeah, so let me see. Yes, I'm feeling better. I'm not really sure. It looks like you. There's only one person left here. Let me see what's going on. You love it, the IT system of the sun. 88 window. Yes, window is 88. Mars is that window. The window is 88. Purple is 88. Pegasus, okay, is 88. Andromeda, the DNA, matter, and energy, bringing 2 systems together in Pegasus and Andromeda in the sky system in NGC. Let me see where this is located. Show me the location, NGC, of Andromeda. Andromeda star system, NGC. The spiral galaxy, M31, the great galaxy of Andromeda. Andromeda's border contains many physical distances. Where is NGC 7286? So here's what it shows. NGC 7286, Galaxy of Pegasus. situated north of the celestial star. We should be looking into that right now. Maybe I'm going to try and drag that up on my screen. Let me see. Hold on a second. How can I drag this on the screen and share it on TikTok? Sorry about that. TikTok. Let me see. Just let me check. Answer one of these mails. Okay, just give me a second. I think I can do the screen on this. 1 second. I'm trying to move my stuff over. The screen settings, stop cam, invite, stop cam, mute settings. I had the screen yesterday. Let me see this. Share screen. Let me see, share screen. Okay, right here. So you can see it. So I'm going to show you this one over here. Sure, this is going to be good. So we have this over here, right? NGC 7286, the galaxy of Pegasus. And NGC 7286, the galaxy of Pegasus. Where is this, and that load? NGC Wikipedia. Should we go to Wikipedia or the Graphite Galaxy? Where should we go with this? Okay, let's go over here. Let's see what this says. Right. So this says Pegasus, 22 hours, 27 minutes, declination 29, 45.5, the brilliance of the surface, right? Trying to see what resonates with me. References ABCD, a small galaxy relative in the constellation of Pegasus, correspondence 9908. I don't know any of these numbers. Let me go somewhere else. We'd have the sky live, okay? So can we find 7286? Where can I add this? What's in it now? Tonight's. Okay, look, it says 7786, ecliptic. Why can't I move this? 7286. So we have 7786, right? So should we move it here? I can't move it. The simplified sky. Oh, I think I can move it here. Okay, I think I can move it here. So I'm going to go backwards and see why they changed my, so let me see where my location was. Hold on a second. Back in Wikipedia, it told me 22 hours, 27 minutes. Well, it doesn't have, it's at 7286. Okay, so it's showing me 7280. So I'm having trouble, right? Observing the solar system. No, I want to observe, hold on. I want to observe constellations. So here we observe the constellations. So here we can see the egg of where we live. Here we can see the 180 degrees. You see the way it's showing? I'm not sure if you can see this. Hold on a second. Yeah, you can see the screen, right? So you can see my arrow. See the way it shows us 180 degree across and 90 degree up and down? So it's already telling you that the I and the H of this planet, the egg of what it is, right? Actually almost looking like your face lying sideways, if you can see. Right? Can you see that? Or is that wire bothering you? Right? And you can see the, right? I don't know if you can see it. We can see it on the iPad. You can see the, let me see, hold on a second. You can see this. Now, where is 7286? See, there's Cancer over there. Cancer shows me a split. So if we connect certain dots, like all the letter C's together or the letter B, here's Pegasus right over here. This is where Pegasus is, in the lower astral, right? Virgo's up here. Am I getting that right? Hold on a second, because my screen is blocked. We can see Virgo's up here. See below the equator, we have Pegasus. I think we have, I think it's a Stupitor over here. Sagittarius is over here. Ursa Major. So once we understand this a little bit more, whether it's through numbers, and it's definitely going to be through numbers, that we know. And the numbers are going to help us clarify and reposition our understanding of why what says what it says. So let me just put this down here. Oh, I disappeared the screen. What does that mean? How do I get out of this? Stop sharing. Okay, so we brought that back up. Let me see what the comments are. Yes, the star chart is also pertaining to the human body. I haven't put that together yet. The story of Pegasus is fun. 88, that you just said was a bunch of I didn't have yet. I don't remember what I said when I said that, but okay, we're going to have to, I'm trying to remember. I don't have all the information on everything in my head right now at this moment until I have the thought or the continuation of the story at hand. Where am I going with this next? We showed where number 13 was, did we not? Right? Number 13 is just the reverse of 7. 7 and 6, 13, 9 and 4, 13, 8 and 5, 13, 1 and 6, 7, 4 and 3, 7, 2 and 5, 7. But when you get 13, you get 4. So it becomes 4, 7, the lower and the upper. Where you see 13 is actually 4, where you see 7. And I like to see 4 as a 3-1-3 cycle, right? 3-1-3. And it starts from the heart and it branches out. 3-1-3, 3-1-3, 3-1-3. The same way when you look up orphan roulette, go online, look up orphan roulette. When you look up orphan roulette, it'll show you an area that shows you a whole story in it. I've done it before. I've went over it. I don't have the whole story of the roulette board. I have some of the story, and I don't know really what it's trying to tell me. I do know that the story matches up. Hold on a second. I know that the story, because I put my wire on this, and maybe I'll just rip my wire off of this because I want to, or do I have more of these? You know, they used to make these out of plastic and now they make them out of paper, but this wheel over here, right? This is the 00 wheel, right? It only shows up on the single 0 wheel, 5775, in which, again, 5775, the year 2015, 175 times, I think, 33, and I'm not sure, 175 times 33 equals to 5775. So now I'm going to look up. How old was Abraham when he passed away?
According to Wikipedia, he died at age 175 and was buried in the cave of Machpelah by his sons Isaac and Ishmael.
So he died at 175. Apparently Jesus died at 33. 33 by 175 is 5775. And I'm going to be honest about it because I found it somewhere online that it's already been written that way. Also to note that if you put 1776 and 6771 over each other, it becomes 1 and 6, 7, 7 and 7, 14, 1 and 4, 5, 7 and 7, 14, 1 and 4, 5, 6 and 1, 7. The power of the Christ. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just give me a second. I'm checking something out. Now I lost something. Just wanted to see something. Life is beautiful. Change your mind and change your reality. Yeah, wow. Nice picture. Someone sent me a picture. I want to travel the world and make these group sessions at the same time, live and breathe, see how other people can see deeper. I'd like to get deeper. You know, I'm only on the surface of this, right? But there's many earth people who can actually feel that vibration of this planet that don't see what I see, and I have trouble seeing what they see, and I really want to see deep into the planet. I really want to see deep into the vibrations. I think it's very important to know exactly the manufacturing structures of who we are brought into this system called life. So we did this piece on that. Now I'm going to talk about, before I end this, about the deck of cards, right? Inside the deck of cards, we have 13 cards per suit. When you add up 1 through 13, it equals to 91. The 91st day of the year, not in a leap year, okay, is April 1st. They call April 1st the day of the fish. The word fish, okay, is number 42, okay. It is 14 and 28 to create it. Sorry, did I do that right? Yes. 9 and 19 equals to 28, and then F and H equals to what is 14, to where the bird, okay, equals to a total of, let me see, RD is 22 and 11. The bird is 33, but the bird comes up of the fashion through, hold on a second, through 6 and 27, equaling to 33, to, let me see if I got this right, 9 and 19, 14, 6, okay, to where 2 and 4 equals to what the 6 is, and to where 9 and 18 equals to what the 27 is. And what's happening here is the house of Beth is right over here, the 7th gate inside of Venus, the 1010 worlds. The 1010 worlds can come possibly from the crisscrossing of 1 and 910, bringing 2 worlds of the birth into the heavens of 1. 44 divided up in Trinity, 1 over the 5 over the 9. Inside 1 and 5 is 2, 3, and 4. Inside of 5 and 9, okay, is 6, 7, and 8. 21 and 9, L and I, Lily, 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 Lily. It's the yardstick. The 1/8 and 1/4 in the yardstick will keep saying that word, Lily, 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 Lily. It's 9 and 12, the top of Rubik's Cube. You might see the face, right, of 9 on this surface, but the number of cubes, right, you'll also see all the sides, and on all the sides of Rubik's Cube is 3, 6, 9, 12, and then the face is 9, so it's 9 and 12 to the ring. 9 to the face and 12 to the ring, equaling to a total of 21. I'm just trying to see where I'm taking this. The fish and the bird are both 66. So now we have 4 suits in the deck of cards, 1 through 13. So it's 91 times 4 equals to 364, which is the same thing as 13 moons cycles times 28 equals to 364. I'm just trying to see where else my 364s come from. just trying to see if those are the only two bases. Oh, my number 7. I have to do my number 7. 52 weeks. Oh, yeah. Times 7 equals to a total of 364. And this is what it comes out to in your final calculative cycle, bringing it down to a single digit. And the 364 is 13, right? Your year ends with 13. Your cycles are 313 to make everything work. 4 and 1, 4 and 1, 7 and 7. 7 and 7 is that 14. The 7 times the 13 equals to the 91, which are the points. It ends up on April 1st. April is number 56. Number 56 represents 3, represents 7, represents the wolf. Will represent 65 is the reverse for the horse, but all in the same. Represents 11, represents energy, and 11 represents Jesus, and 11 represents time, and 11 represents walk and bull inside 11, represents the beast, Muhammad, and Messiah, all in 11. April, also being 56 and the 4th month, is a slight representation of what is February, but February is number 96, which is 6 by 16, representing the day. But what happens with the April, it's 2 by 28, equaling to 56. That 2 by 28 is going to represent a moon cycle. Man is also number 28. And when you bring birth and the two worlds together for that birth, that is 9 and 19, also equaling to 28, which shows up over here. 9 and 19 equals to 28. Right? This is where the cube comes in. The ring of the cube is 14 and 14. Einstein is this number as well. This is what will divide the gate, right? Is it possibly because we're breathing under gills? Rotation of the sun, 3 by 3, 3 plus 3 equals 9 and 6. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 6 and 8. 9, 6, 6, 8. The 9, our birth, comes into the E world. Always circle the square. Let me see this. Yes, a lot of information in a deck of cards. We only need 3 cards. We only need the 2, the 8, and the 9. That's it. The 9 card is going to support the 9 card is going to support the 5 card and the 1 card within the 9 card and the 4 card within the 9. The 8 card, okay, is going to support what is the 7 and the 6 and the 4 card, okay. The 2 card is going to only support itself. The ace is located, okay, the ace is located in both the 3, the 5, and the 9. The 4 is located inside the 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and the 9. So when you and the 10 card. So when you take up that understanding of the 4 card, you will see that the 4 card is located. And when you begin with 4, you begin with fourth. T-H is fourth. Time, heaven, fourth. Teach. T-H. How much simpler is it than that? Call me crazy. How about the Einstein theory? Wow, something just flashed up, and I don't know what it is. Creative stories. They're showing me things while I'm doing the live. Okay. Where was I? Wow. I just completely lost my rocker over here. 41. There's different ways to get 4 and 1. 6 times 5, 6 plus 5 equals to 11 and 30. 41. 30 minus 11, 19, bringing the two worlds together. 41 is home, 41 is king. The movement on our calculator, not to forget, is the movement of the rook. I start from 7, I go 2 over, 1 down. I start from 8, I move over 1 and 2 down. I take the 8, fit it into the 1 and into the 3, I get 911. I get the 2 into the 7 or the 9, I get 911. To understand, my 2 brings in the gateway to the birth, while my heavens brings in the 1 spirit to creation. If I live along the lines of my 6th life, I come into the 7th gate of the 1 spirit, equaling to 13, equaling to 4, equaling to 4 and 7. If I take it the opposite way of 13 and 7 this way, bringing my Mars birth and creation together through the 4th house, 4 and 6 versus 8 and 2. You can only have one at a time. So what was I thinking about before I got disturbed? Okay, I don't remember what I was talking about. So let me see. I was talking about the deck of cards, right? I was talking about the deck of cards, the 4. Wow. Okay, I'm not going to turn it backwards. I'm just going to show you this little formation. Just give me 1 second. I am just thinking of something. Yeah, I'm going to do a couple of base designs. In this base design, first base design, you can see that the X comes into the heart, bringing 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 into the heart of the 5 position, to where the 2, 4, 6, 8, what creates the O. The O is the 15th letter, the X is the 24th letter. I now bring 2 worlds together, 24. I bring them both together in 2020 into the 5th position. 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, 4, 6 are all 10s brought into the 5th position. Crisscrossing or counting every single time 5, but not needing to count it at all. I have 10, 10, 10 is 30 plus 5 is 35. This does not connect direct to this position. I'm not sure if I said that right. Wow, I keep losing periods of thought over here. I don't know why. I don't like it. I was thinking of the bird. I was thinking of the fish. How the bird and the fish come together. I was talking about the deck of cards. Yes, we're moving on to the 92nd day, right? Let me move on to how are we going to do this over here? I'm going to move this over here. So let's move on to the 92nd day. So what happens in a leap year, right? What happens in a leap year is that, am I writing up here? Yeah. Is that February has day 29. Is that April 1st is now the 92nd day, in which September 29th is the 200, right, and 73rd day. Why does this mean anything? Because what it means, okay, is 91 times 3 equals to 273. It used to be September 30th. Now it's the 29th, making this month 929. 2992929. This brings in what is the IT system. It all begins over here in the divided house. 6 times 5, 6 plus 5, okay, will equal to the 41. And 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 will equal to the 14. 8 and 6 equals to 14. Did I get that in there somewhere? So hold on a second. Let me see that I got this written here. Right? Let me see if I got this written over here. All right. And then we have the 30 and 11 equals to the total of 41. So we bring those two worlds together in this. This is at the dividing gate over here. 11 and 6, or 6 and 2 coming together. Now the 6 and 2, right, on the cube. Now this is a little complicated. I'm a little all over the place. I might end it. But the 6 and 2 on the cube is inverted to the 1 and the 5. So when you add this, it becomes 20, and you add this, it becomes 15. This becomes your pull table. This becomes your pull table. This becomes the dartboard. Over time, it totals 35, or the heart of the cube. 2015, or the invert to what is 5775. Tell me I'm stretching it. Hebrew time. The 272nd day, which tells me that spirit of bringing two worlds together. Hold on a second. Oh, I don't have to do this. I just have to move my book, right? All I have to do is move the book. Hold on a second. Right? The word spirit is 91. The 13 cards, let me see if I can bring them together. No, I count. The 13 cards in the deck, 91. 7 by 13, the Mayan grindstone, the way the movement of their gearing works. 7 by 13, the same as the deck of cards. Church is number 61. 9 and 1, bringing 9, 11, and two worlds together. How much more do I have to say that the spirit enters into the soul? Okay, at number 67. And the difference between the two are 24. And that is a gateway. So by that understanding, I just want to see my camera's sitting up straight. So by that understanding, it's telling me that the spirit does not enter the soul until on the 92nd day into the coming of the 13th moon. 13, is that, hold on, not, in the coming, hold on a second, in the coming of the 7th moon, and 7 days. 7 moons, 7 days. Okay, let me see if I did this right. And I know I did it. I didn't. Let me see. No. 3 moons, 7 days. 3 moons, 7 days. So it's 84 and 7 days equaling to 91. Once we move into the next day, we start to turn this cube around, bringing in the opposite side of the cube. So that's 3 moons in the 4th moon. So 7 days. So the same thing for your 28 cycle. You have, let me see if I can do this, 8 by 3.5 equals to 28. Now you need, okay, you need to run 3 times 28, which is 8 times 3.5, okay, which is 24 times 3.5, okay, equaling to the 84. Then what you have to do is you need 2 more 3.5s. Do you follow what I'm saying? You need 26. The cube is 26. The alphabet is 26. We need 26 times 3.5 equals to 91. And after that day, the child inside, there was somebody that was asking to come on and it just disappeared. So I'm not sure what happened to that. Did it disappear on its own? Hold on, let me do a check on this. Somebody asked to come on and then they just disappeared. I would have brought them on. Let me see what this is. Wow, so I lost my communication there and I lost everything that was talking about. Let me see if I got this. Yeah, I lost all the chat on TikTok on here. General electric matrix communication system and a star math numbers alphabet science. Learning construction and deconstruction. Yes, learning what the pieces and parts that are there before the deconstructing to understand why the pieces and parts are there for that reason. So, yeah. Yeah, if somebody wants to join the channel, hey, come on in. Come on in. Let's see what we can do. So anyways, by this number, by number 92, which is the IT system, and number 54, it's a little complicated. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 4 and 5, 5 and 4. Simple. Now, 45, okay, or the word fox equals to 45. F6, O15, X24. I know we use a lot of X's and O's in order to create. I know my X, okay, is going to pick up my 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. I know my O is going to go around, okay, that 5 area and hit 2, 4, 6, and 8. I know that when it comes to dots, right, that when it comes to dots, let me see if I can move my camera here, that when it comes to dots, right, let me see if I can move this, that when I have my dots, starting with 2 dots, because I can't start with 1 dot, there is no center, my center becomes this, I need 2 and then 4 dots to spread out. You call this the hexagon. Call this the 2, 4, call this double up. But over here, it's not a double up. Even though I went 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, my movement is 2, my movement is 1 over to 3, my movement is 2 over to 4. Understanding the difference between 2, 4 and 1, 3. Also understanding that when I start at an angle, it's 1, 2, 3. Here, I don't go 1, 2, 3. The queen's hat is on the angle. That angle, let's call it the 45-degree angle. Let's call it the fox angle of headquarters of the queen's headquarters. The reverse cube of this is 8. It's H, 6 and 8. They balance in each other. When you have these 6 and 3, they live within each other. The love of 4 and 5, the love of 4 and 5 in the sun is because it's a 5 void to a 4 void, to a 5 dot and a 4 dot, to where we do the same thing, where we come out to number 6, right? To where we have the 6 void and the 3 void, 9. These are the only ones that says love and it says sun. It's also the male anatomy. And then the 5 and 4 is the female anatomy. And the funny thing is from the male anatomy on this side, you end up creating the IT system from A through D after the death, bringing in 85, the silver spirit matrix, 5 and 8. 8 and 5 void, 13, to what is 6 and 3, 9. 6 and 3, 9. So now if we want to take a look, we're going to see, right? 6 and 3, 9. 8 and 5, 13. Look, Lamed. We create the Lamed letter. 9, 13. 9, 13. Although we have 9 and 5, right? How are we going to create this 9? We have 9 and 5, or do we have 6 and 3, 9? Do we have 5 and 4, 9? Do we have 2 and 7, 9? Do we have 8 and 1, 9? And if you look, when I create my 9, creates an X to the left side. The 11 creates an X to the right side. Column Roman numerals 10 over 10. When you create these connections, I have to slow down a little bit. Slowing down just a little bit. Slowing down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, somebody popped in to do a live. Let me see what the interaction is. Draw, guest, poll, comment. Can I comment? It says comment? Hold on a second. I can comment. I had no idea. All right. How come nobody else is commenting? Right? So, yeah, I don't know. It just burns a little bit. Might be the heartburn. Let me see where else I am going with this. Yes, so what happens, I believe, and through the numbers, what they're telling me, and also understanding that 3 suits in the deck of cards, okay, is going to equal to 2 73s, where all these 2 and 9s are aligning up with 91, bringing all the formations together, telling me that within the womb, the child on the 91st day, April Fool's Day, which is the fish day, is when the first part of the body expands, right? And then the opening comes in, and the child gets something from the aether within its own body, not just maybe delivered by the food, whatever it is, but the body now has a space to receive the spirit within the aether, which the aether is now within the body of the birth child. And on that 92nd day, or the 29th day is the leap year, which brings on 2 by 9, 18, and 11, you have King Hoyal. Both the K and the R, the 11 and the 19, are used in the game of cards. When you talk about French and English, I do this in French and English, which is telling me about 1 and 2 coming together. 19, 1 and 9 is 10. It creates its first reduction, but 11's full reduction is 2, bringing me my wholesome 10 and 2 together. That cannot be done any other way. It brings the 10 system together through putting together what is 19 and 11. That equals to 30 and 0, 8. The minus and the plus, when 3 and 8 are special, even in the game of Baccarat, they do something different with 3 and 8. 8 and 3, monkey. 8, 38, gold. The 7 come 11, 11, 11, right? In which 11 times 11 times 11 equals 1331, where 7 times 7 times 7 equals 343, where we add 11 and 11, 11 equaling to your 33 of the cube, to where you add your 21 equaling to the 21 of the cube, right? And when you total it, it becomes the 364 days of the year. Yesterday, I moved 12 minutes into 15 minutes by multiplying it by 1.25 times 12, equaling to the 15. From the basketball beyond the arc and the 3-point play, multiplying it by 512 memory, where 51 is Earth, 52 is Earth, and 51 is Mars, to where 1.25 extra days in the year, to where 1 and 2 will create what is 6. Right? Sorry, where 1 and 2 will create what is the inverse, right, of your 6 and 5, 11 creation from your alpha beta creation. Your 3's knocked out, replaced by the high creation. This creation over here. All 512, 125, and 5 times 5 times 5 equals 125. So we have to understand what are quarters, what are halves, what are 75%, and what is thirds without counting the 0.33. The only reason you're counting the 0.33 is because you're not counting the wholeness of it. It's 1 between 2 equaling to 3. Otherwise, you're counting within Mars 2, 4, 6, 8. The Mars house is a 2 cube. The Earth house is a 3 cube. It's that simple. So when we get this 11, 11, 11, we're also getting the base of 2, 2, 2. 11, 11, 11 is also 2 times 2 times 2 equals to 8 and 6, and it will divide that 7th gate at 14.5 in the E house position, dividing that 7th gate. If you're not following me by now, please ask me a question. I'm not really sure where else I should go with this, whether I should go into the zodiac sign, where we should continue talking about the calculator. I think 3 hours plus at this time, and my TikTok is running out. So scribe for memory, scribe. So scripture and scribe, scripture and scribe. So we can turn over base alphabet before we gave anything form. We see over here, right? And I'm also, just to let you know, for those, I'm on YouTube also, right? So, and the easier with the camera. But anyways, look, when you look at this one, it's B. But if I turned it over, right, would it look like the G part or the Q part? Unless I turned it the other way around. This way over here. And where we we got some of our understanding is when you play Tetris, if you ever played the games, there were certain pieces that you couldn't figure out. You couldn't switch them this way. So there was two kinds of pieces that you can do 1, 2, 3 movements. And then the other one was 1, 2, 3 movements, but there were two different pieces and you couldn't move them the same way because you weren't allowed to turn them around. I can show you this and this and this and this, but you won't see what is this and this and this and this. What do you think is here? Boom. No, this was up here and now it's over here. See this? I turn it around, it's over here. I turn it back, it's over here. So I have two things. Tuk, 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 tuk. In the 1 position and the 0 position. These cubes set up by Mars. If I separate Mars and create within Mars, I will take these. I will move this one here, this one here. Whoop. Move this one here, right? Let me see if I can do it within this, right? Let me see if this will hold it. So at first we had them all together, right? So what we did is we did this. Whoop, they're all sliding. Can't do that, okay? So I'm going to try and see if I can set you up with a 9. Wow, where did they all go? There it is. See the 4 corners that are missing? That's going to be implanted into the house of Mars right over here. Here's my 2 cube. What I do is I set them in position. And now, boom, check it out. I got my 4 corners and my 4 inside. Here's my spindle. This is my 6-1 spindle. This is a hockey puck. When you play hockey, you only got one of these boards. You have the inside that takes up all of these. So you have all 9 inside the puck if you rounded it out. You're not playing with the square puck, you're playing with the round puck. We chop off all the corners. Go into your room. Go into the corner. So this is what Earth would be. Now if you did it for Monopoly, it'd be something different. Monopoly is a 6-1-6 setup. Monopoly, right? Did we go over the Monopoly board yet? Maybe we should go there. Maybe we should go back to the dog and the cat, the 24 and the 26. The dog is 26. The cat is 24. 2 and 4, 6. 6 and 2, 8. We're going to go back to the Monopoly and maybe end this just to let you know, okay, not to forget that love, okay, every single dice that you have will double up on love because 3 and 6 go together, 4 and 5 go together, 5 and 4 go together. Only 1 and 2 do not. The reverse of 1 and 2 and what takes over of that is 5 and 6. So we just spoke about love where 1 and 2 take over, right? 1 and 2 are not in love. Are 5 and 6 in love? Yes. It's 6, 3, 3, 6. It's 5, 4, 4, 5. 3, 6. Look at that. The pole is going through. I'm not running with 1 and 2. I'm running with 18 and 3, not counting 1 and 2. If I take a dice and I put it this way, I have 14 around and 4 on top, 18 for Mars, but I stand on 17 creation at the gateway when the 3 is up. 14 around, 3 up, 17, right? 14 around, 4 up, 18, between 17 and 18. That 7 and 8 are located right in here. 8 voided areas and 7 voided areas. That becomes your 7 and 8 equals to 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. It's one of your gateways. Your GH, G7, H8, or your PH, P16, 1 and 6 is 7. And that will create the life of, just give me a second. Right, it is your pH, divide your night and your day, 16 and 8, which is 4 times 4 and 4 plus 4. The invert of that is 6 and 9, which is 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. And this is what happens with this cube, right? It's all, the stories are right here. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3, okay? To where your pH comes in, gateway, right? Where 7 and 8 comes in, which is held, sorry, by your alpha beta, your 1 and your 2 creation, right? Are ignited in your E world. And the day is 6 of your birth. We're going to end it right here unless I see a few questions coming out. Yes, scribe for memory. I want to everybody thank you for being here. We're going to end the video. If you'd like to help out the channel, that'd be just fantastic. It's buy me a coffee. For some reason, they won't let me. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Go over here. Go over here. Paste it. Send it. Can I? Hold on a second. That's not what I wanted to do. Let me see something. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, I did it there. Now just give me a second. I want to see if I can do it here. Let me see if I can do it here. Just give me a second. Wow. Just disappeared from my... Wow. Okay. Let me get back to my TikTok. Hey, how is everybody? Okay, just give me a minute here. Let me see. I can share, comment. Wow, this is the first time I was able to comment as the host. Okay, so we're going to be ending this video. Thank you for coming. If you have any questions, if you want a path, you want to put me on a path, something you want me to do next time, talk about the zodiac. There's a whole lot to have, a whole lot of structuring to do. Thank you for joining me here today, and I'm going to bid you a farewell for now. Good night, good afternoon, good morning. So now that we're on only on the live stream, I'm no longer on the other one. I'm going to be taking questions for anybody that wants to say something to me. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes. I'm going to get out for a little bit and maybe go have lunch. Appreciate you being here. And the same thing I did on the last channel. I'm going to put this up here at this, and we're going to pin it. There's been absolutely nobody here today. I don't know why, unless I couldn't see them. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. And the end is going to be never. Till next time.